Welcome to Heroes Hogwash, everyone. One of the D&D podcasts on the planet. I am your dungeon master, Max.
Hi, intrepid players.
That's really cool of you. Thank you. We'll get to know all of you very soon, including, well, actually, probably not you anymore. I'm very sorry about that. Just stick to audio. So this podcast is a homebrew world, as well as some homebrew classes, homebrew spells, a bunch of homebrew stuff, but using D&D 5e stats. We are in the kingdom of Golas, in the capital city of which is Yesterglow. Long ago, all of the gods, except for the chief god, lived and ruled alongside mortals. That is, of course, until a great evil power, as all good stories have, rises up and began a crusade to conquer the gods themselves by turning mortals against them. Now, this god, Mezophan, formed loose alliances with Plenia, the goddess of disease and necromancy, and Arbor, dread lord of torture, domination, and psionic energy, to aid in his army. Mortals fled and were cut down until the gods were forced to respond. Led by Therata, goddess of paladin and healing, and assisted by Kaamni, the goddess of magic, and Zorus, god of war, a bloody, explosive battle took place. Entire races of mortals were wiped out, and the very ground buckled beneath, threatening to split into the beckoning darkness. Once the dust had settled, the heads of Mezophan, Plenia, and Arbor were scattered across the ether, and a divine council was called with the remaining gods. During this council, surviving mortals led their own charge against the gods, with the future first king Farron rallying his people behind one goal, ensuring the power of the gods would never cause such destruction again. This effort was not futile, as the gods were severely weakened, and they soon found themselves at the gate, fighting off the Aasimar that guarded the inner sanctum. In the Mithril Tower, the gods were stuck, and Farron could feel his destiny take shape. The gods were irresponsible and vain, he believed. Now their power could be shared among the mortals, and they could share the yoke of the gods once and for all. Indeed, the gods had used mortals for terrible labor, slaving away to form their perfect mithril city. They pitted champion against champion for nothing but morbid entertainment, leading to mass deaths and centuries of tyranny, while evil prevailed. No more. Freedom was soon theirs. Farron was of a race now forgotten, a people of massive strength and intellect, who were believed to have arrived within the shell of meteorites. Farron's people were masters of craft, and in preparation for this day, he crafted a spear, pouring his anger, love for his people, and hope for a new tomorrow into its formation, created the finest weapon ever crafted, the Spear of Sundering Fordon. The sturdy doors began to dent as the god's subjects grew nearer. Kaamni and her wisdom suggested an uncomfortable solution. If their power would only lead to eternal war with new enemies or their own death, then they should remove their power from the world forever. Though a rash decision, there was no time, as the doors were now damaged so that they could see the awaiting army ready to kill them and claim their divine power. In a rapid act of self-preservation, the gods all agreed. All but two. Therata cowered in the chamber, hoping that her relationship with Farron would save her, and Fukari, the god of whimsy, who was off doing his own thing and was not present at the council. Once the gods had fled, the mortals were left the world, and the doors to their heavenly afterlives were closed off forever. Thousands of years later, Therata tried to maintain a relationship with the mortals that remained, and sent one of her children, an Aasimar named Ariadal, to help guide them and act as a liaison. The Golantir, a group of the world's strongest heroes, was created as a method of assisting the king in all of their duties, and acted almost as a council, doing the day-to-day jobs and things like that. Now, there is a new member of the Golantir, and over to my right is Dakota. Dakota, will you please introduce your character?
My character is Nicholas Coquette. Is this the session 0, or am I like
session 0?
Okay,
You
cool.
just
Sweet.
share.
So like,
It's
so
open
he's
It's fine.
he's
Talk about him as much as you want.
you guys.
If that's as much as you want,
You guys
can
know
go.
Toby Regbo? Just picture him, but with black
I
hair.
absolutely do not know who that
Everyone needs to look up Toby Maguire.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
I actually have Googled him recently.
Rain.
Yeah, the guy from Rain.
Yeah.
Just picture him, but with like black hair.
Cool.
So he's a bard, and his bard thing. He's not shredding on the strings. He's a man of prose and poetry. His favored. What the hell am I looking at? His favorite
get when you Google
format of vocal thing is flighting, where he witfully takes down his opponents, and basically what were medieval rap battles, where you would just try to out-rhyme the other person. He's pretty young. He's only about 27, but he has come into significant wealth and has sort of been nepo-babied into the halls of the Golantir, where he vies for power and is greedy for money.
Something to note about all of our players is that we are starting at level 20. These are all established heroes that have come across their power in various different ways, which is how young Nicholas ended up on the Golden Tier. He's a level 20 bard.
Yes.
Very, very strong, very powerful.
Strong bard.
Yes. In this world, it is a very traditional high fantasy kind of setting, but there are a lot of innovations that mortals have had to do to try to overcome this loss of divine power that had reigned over them for so long. So technology is abound. Very much a lot of clockwork, a lot of warforged assistance, and things like that. Following Dakota. Kate, please introduce your character.
All right. So, my name's Kate. I play Vela de Pirsa. No pun intended, except for it is all pun. She is a bard rogue. And much like Nicholas, except for not sort of Nepo baby, she is a Nepo baby. She is a child to the most famous bard in the realm. And, yeah. Think Kardashian type. Kardashian-esque family. She hates it, but she's stuck in it.
And she gets money from brand deals.
Exactly. All the time.
to
She
do it.
is so... Check out her cosmetics.
Flamin' Hot Cheetos, by the way, if you guys ever hear this, please sponsor us.
Monster Energy, too. It would actually be great.
Yeah. Was more a Red Bull gal. Yeah, even the Kardashians. Hey, Kim, if you're listening.
We would love to have
We're
you as a
better
guest.
than Kanye.
We would absolutely love you as
You
a guest.
could be our
can
first
leave.
listener.
Yeah, don't bring Kanye. Don't tell him that we're
Unless
doing this.
Taylor Swift is listening, and then we fucking hate it.
Yeah, then we're Tay-Tay Swifties all day.
We're pro whoever wants to come on the podcast.
Yeah, you can
Money.
easily sway us with money.
Yeah, for
We
sure.
are easily
Bringing
bribed.
back
Easily
bribes
bought.
in 2024.
Yeah, I have bribed all of the players to be here and locked them until we finish the campaign, so you will see them deteriorate over time. Speaking of deteriorating over time, fungi are decomposers, and that's really cool. And there is a character here that also really likes fungi. Britt, will you please introduce your character?
Hi, my name is Britt. I have created Sylph Rivergale. Sylph.
So glad I know how to pronounce that now because I was looking at the name. You guys love to.
I added
put
symbols.
fantasy
There's
names there. Yep.
Y's where they should not be.
I'm mostly illiterate, so it's really tough for me to work.
I really wanted to make you work for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Sylph grew up in a swamp. Sylph is wet and a little bit slimy, and they don't know personal boundaries well.
What did I tell you about making characters based on me?
It was also based on me, so.
Fuck.
I propose a new house rule that you can't describe a character as wet or slimy.
Okay, yeah, change
I
it to moist and
propose-
slick.
Dakota just immediately goes,
Sylph is moist and slick.
Yeah, better. Yeah, definitely better. I'll write that down. That's all the notes that I'll have.
They are serving cunt.
Oh, perfect. Great. I love to hear
Did you
it.
describe them as sloppy at all?
Oh,
Very
do they
sloppy.
squelch when they step?
Super squelchy.
Super squelchy.
Like wet socks.
Just imagine them kind of hanging in the corner of the room and then just kind of like slopping down to the ground and just kind of creeping up and hugging you real wet. Like,
Speaking
that's,
of, yeah,
that's Sylph.
Yeah.
So they're a really fierce protector of their home ground, of the wetlands, not Grimmarker, where I originally accidentally wrote them. It's fine. And they've got some fun little powers from partnering with a god that kind of just matches the energy.
Ooh,
So
well, let's
be
keep that a
prepared for
secret and
just
not talk about
fun
that at all.
and
cool.
yeah, just fun.
Well,
Weird.
speaking of weird, I don't know if you guys have seen those, those robots that ride around in those grocery stores sometimes that are automated, and you can't trust them because of the way that they are. You can trust them, just don't kick them because they'll get mad at you and then they'll take over. Anyways, we have 2 Warforged, which is pretty great. Ryan, would you please introduce the first of the duo?
Please call me Bankley.
Okay, Bankley.
Honestly,
follow on TikTok. Bankley. On TikTok.
Bankley underscore.
Yeah, Bankley underscore.
Amazing segue, by the way.
Organic.
So, up in
Unlike him.
Bagranak, am I saying that correctly?
You are, yes.
Yes, there have been tales nearing a century old at this point of 2 brothers. They are machine-like men. They embody the soul of artifice. They are renowned criminals, but widely regarded by the common folk as heroes. They have been known to steal munitions from the warring clans and give them to the downtrodden, the victims of their skirmishes. The 2 brothers, as they've come to be called, are known as the Brothers Glitch. They are of mysterious and unknown origin. They sort of just appeared one day. They have been known to be delightfully, unhelpfully helpful. The one I will be playing is IF8. He is a Warforged artificer. Conceptually, there's no difference between his class and his race, as I'll be playing armorer. Think Iron Giant type. His tools, armor, and weapons are integrated into his body seamlessly.
Very lovely. Speaking of integration, somebody who integrates runes into their armor to enhance themselves magically, we have our other Warforged, Quinn.
And masterfully so. I will be playing L374HL, more commonly
Please
known
write
as,
that down.
more commonly known as Lethal, or to some L3. He is also a Warforged brother to IF8, not by blood, but by bond over time. He is a relatively large and imposing figure, standing at about 6'5". He has a tattered shawl draped around his shoulders, and his head is covered by a cowled hood. If one were to dare to gaze at his face, it appears to be a silvery mask that seems to be molded after a human face. He is brave, he is tenacious, he stands in the middle ground of several characteristics. He is perceptive, but he does not apply that with scrutiny. He is respectful and courteous, but only to those he is loyal to, and he is fiercely loyal to those he cares about, and not so much to those he does not. He has been found following the directive of his intel unit, IF8, embarking on some grand adventures of mischief and mayhem.
Well, speaking of embarking on adventures, the adventure that we all have to face one way or another is death. Very sorry, but it is something that we have to do. But there are some characters and classes that are able to look beyond and assist in ways that are a little bit unique. Jax, would you please introduce your character?
Yes. I will be playing Maze. They are a cleric. It's my first ever cleric. I'm very nervous and very excited. They are very they're very quiet, shy, soft-spoken, but they truly love like people, being around people, and helping people in any way that they can. But they have this unfortunate effect of being just absolutely horrifying to look at. So I'm looking very.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Well, speaking of being a little bit horrid to look at, I guess. Yeah, monsters are a thing in the world. Sorry about that, everyone. But unrelated to that, the biggest monster is academia. And
I thought you were just calling me a monster.
of course not. No, it's a segue. You ride it from point A to point B. I was taking you on a journey. But they academia is the true devil for anybody who cannot afford it. Luckily, though, there are some professors that really just pour all of their earnings back into their craft. And one of the professors of a renowned university is sitting to my left. AJ, will you please introduce your character?
Yes. My character's name is Azra Witherthorn. She is a Dampier, which, for the people who were me 20 minutes ago, that is a vampire spawn. My thought for her is she's like... Have you ever seen Twilight?
Not at all. What is that?
I'm getting guys,
It's an incredible franchise.
I am getting super massive right now.
My thought is she's like a vegetarian in the sense that she doesn't she doesn't consume human blood, except for the fact that she's a blood arcana wizard, and so she can empower her spells with the blood of either herself or others. She is also a professor at
It's the University of Yeren.
Yep.
I forgot to tell you that that's where
You're
work.
in trouble.
You're in trouble.
My apologies. Yeah. If you're in trouble, come to the university and learn how to get off of not being in. Yeah.
Okay.
You just relieve yourself. That's all.
At my class, you can relieve yourself.
That's right. Tasha's hideous shit.
She lives in kind of her own self-isolation, but not because she wants to, but because, you know, she's a girl, and she just has this strong bloodthirst. So she like wants to make friends, but she's also filed off her own fangs.
Super hungry.
Yeah, she's just a girl. So that's
having a nice girl dinner of
do I have to
kale.
describe what she looks like?
If you'd like to, of course, this is session 0, so it's just introducing. But we will do a more like comprehensive physical description during the session 1.
Then I won't.
Okay, everyone tune into session 1 of Heroes and Hogwash, so that you can learn.
Secret.
Yeah. You at home can't fucking know this.
No, I watched Twilight.
Have you seen
To all
Twilight?
our
Looks
listeners,
like her.
you can only know the character descriptions if you subscribe on Patreon.
That's right. Subscribe to our
Already
Patreon.
gouging.
Subscribe on Patreon to listen to anything that is beyond session 0. We will lock everything behind a paywall.
Everything.
Speaking of,
Except for you, Taylor.
Including breathing.
speaking of walls, the flat earthers on the world believe that there is an ice wall in Antarctica that you're not allowed to scale.
Believe.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Everyone take a helicopter to see the flat Earth in its glory. But speaking of flat Earth ice walls, there is an icy continent up to the north named Bagranok. It's a place that our Warforged have already mentioned. But along with this icy continent is a young Firbolg. Anna, will you please introduce your character?
Okay. Hi, I'm Anna. My character is Leela. She's a monk, the Way of the Ascendant Dragon monk. She's very optimistic and very whimsical, but she does want to fight everyone. She doesn't necessarily see it as a bad thing, more of a way to get to know someone, is just to fight them. She quite enjoys it. So, yeah.
It's a way of life.
Speaking of enjoying fighting, I put myself in this position with 8 level 20 characters so that I can feel like I'm fighting and losing 100% of the time. Does anybody have any last-minute questions or alterations that you want to do to your character before we wrap up?
Actually, can I rewrite the whole thing?
Yeah.
I actually hate my character,
Scrap
so...
the campaign. There will be no session 1. I'm very sorry.
If you want
not for
to
you
feel
poor people,
fighting,
because
we
it's
can just
lead-
put you outside
Dark
after
Patreon.
this.
Subscribe on Patreon to see all of the players beating me with lead pipes outside of the front lawn.
Yeah.
I did bring that.
And then
Yeah.
join us at the higher tier to watch us decorate the lead pipes.
Yeah. It's a
We're
pre-show
bedazzling.
show.
Dude,
Yeah.
after that, I'll show you my ass.
Promise?
That's true.
Yeah, sure.
You get inspiration for showing me your ass. Thank you.
Do we-
My God, there's a large zit there. Oh my
Holy
goodness.
shit, what do you have 2 assholes?
You need, dude. You need to go to the doctor.
I'm actually just his friend.
This is. Why did you? You said he was an experienced player, but he took the first second to show me his ass.
I told
Yeah.
you guys not to mention my dual asshole syndrome.
It's staring at me in both eyes. Usually it can only look at one.
I think it's winking.
Yeah, it's not in the crack. It's on each cheek, which is the concerning part. How do you shit? Does it come out both?
It's like a double barrel shotgun.
That's very cool.
2 toilets.
Anyways,
Please pay for this content.
back to the podcast that we are recording. Does anybody have any questions about anything?
Yeah.
Anything other than the dual assholes? I know that I saw you going for it.
Our viewers didn't see anything.
We're
That's right.
we're cutting.
Our viewers don't. Yeah, we're scrap that. Are we recording? Sure. anyways,
100%.
anyways,
Vocal warm-up, guys.
anyways, like us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I think we're going there. YouTube.
Yep.
Follow us on Instagram.
Yes.
Follow us on TikTok. Follow us in the street. Follow us on Patreon. Subscribe to that.
And iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio.
Is it even a thing?
But
We'll
listen-
read it.
Yeah, listen to us on Kiss.
Kiss 108.
Kiss 108, the radio station. We do have a contract with them where we have to play 68 seconds of content.
69.
Not 60. I fought to get to 68, so be fucking grateful. Follow us on Carrier Pigeon. And
Follow me home. I drive an Impreza.
Yeah.
Follow us on
my social
WXPL.
security number is...
Cut it. All right. Thank you for maybe listening. I don't know. Fucking know. All right, yay! Super excited to get started. Yeah.
So quick question. Should we talk more before session 0?
All right. So, all right.
Not like really fast.
So yeah. Haven't figured out how to close it yet. So how about 1, 2, 3, and we all clap. You have your hand raised. Yeah.
I had a suggestion.
Yeah. Sure.
I was gonna say if we could do like a call and response.
Okay.
If you go and now on to Heroes, and then we all like.
Hi, intrepid.
All right. You ready?
Oh, okay. I thought it was...
And now on to Heroes
Hogwash.
I was gonna go real far.
All right.
Hi, intrepid heroes.
Oh, I was
All right.
I'm gonna play everyone off like it's the Oscars.
Okay. We need. Sorry. We need one. I'm so sorry. We need one more. All right. Everyone say yes, chef. First of all.
No.
Yes, chef.
Thank you. And now on to Heroes.
I'm gonna play everybody off like we're at the Oscars.
Yeah.
Can I slap him?
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.